Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to review the comedy Meatballs with, nice big words up here, Bill Murray, directed by Ivan Reitman. Now, I can remember seeing this movie when it came out in 1979, all those many years ago, and seeing a PG movie sometimes it almost seems nostalgic. I see so few of them nowadays. I see a few G-rated films, PG-13 of course, and R-rated. But PG seems to be a category that we just don't see a lot any longer. Um, Not to mention the film having been made in 1978 has this wonderful collection of cars and fashions that just cracked my wife up and I when we were watching this the other night. Absolutely wonderful. It's just a little snapshot of that era, and it is quite funny to see these the fashion and the vehicles. It was in and of itself entertaining. But this is a sweet movie. It's innocent in so many ways. Now, I'm not putting on rose-colored glasses and telling you that 1978 or 79 was this golden era where the world was more innocent than it is now. No era has ever been more innocent than any other era. Heck, one of the cast members in this particular film, even though it was a light comedy, did a porn movie. So there wasn't even any innocence on the cast itself. But this is a very funny movie. And it was done at a time when they weren't pushing buttons like they did in Porky's and things like that in later comedies that were just kind of wacky and off the wall. This was much more reminiscent of a comedy from an earlier era, almost like something from the 60s or maybe even earlier. And yes, it was a bit irreverent, and there were things that were deserving of a PG rating, but it's still a film that you can sit down, kids, aged 8 or 9 up, and they can enjoy it, and there isn't isn't language to worry about. There isn't any lot of overt sexuality. There's a little bit of romance in here, but it's nothing extreme, and I think it adds to the overall storyline. But the story of this goofy summer camp, of the counselors that work there and the kids who have their parents have paid to send them there, is just, again, it captures that era. It captures that feeling of being at camp, of those connections you make over that 2-week or 2-month period that you're there together as friends, and then you break apart. Because in 78, 79, it was very rare to keep those connections. We didn't have Twitter accounts and Facebook and email and YouTube channels and whatever and what have you. It was much more of a personal connection that had to be maintained through phone calls and physical letters, and a lot of the time that didn't happen when you were a kid, or even when you're older and you were a counselor. So that kind of feeling comes through this movie. It really just pours out of the screen when you're watching it. Not to mention the jokes are funny. Bill Murray is this manic madman. The one scene where he's giving a pep talk to the entire camp about an Olympic competition they're involved in, and he just says, "It doesn't matter if we win or not. What matters is that we participate. It just doesn't matter." And he chants this. It just doesn't matter. Gets the entire camp standing up, dancing and chanting. Just doesn't matter. It was beautiful, and it was a positive message. Participation and fun are more important than winning. This was just a lot of good time. It's all it is. It's just fun. And this particular version has the commentary by the director, and I can't remember who the other person is that he's talking to. And it was very entertaining, and it was very insightful. You get to listen to things about the film that you didn't know about just by just watching it. And I enjoyed watching it again, and now that I have a copy on DVD, I plan on watching this movie in the future. There are also some featurettes on here, which are nice. things, background information, interviews with the cast members later, like in the 21st century. And overall, this is an excellent DVD. I consider it great family entertainment, and you can't not enjoy Bill Murray in his early kind of manic era. He was just a sight to behold.